Hello again, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Little K Artistry. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are a new subscriber or a new visitor, welcome for the first time. I'm so glad to have you here. I am Kristen, also known as Little K, and this is my studio. I know some of you have mentioned that my table is a little messy, and you're right, it is because I create a lot of art. This is my therapy, and it's also still a little bit messy because I like to not waste things, and I use the puppy training pads on my table to protect my table from all the paints, and I like to use them and use them and use them and use them until it's time to replace them. And I've had these puppy pads on here for about a month now, and it's almost time to change them. I apologize if the bits of paint bother you, but this is a studio and studios get painty. So there you have it. That is why it is a little bit of a mess on my table. However, today is an interesting day. Today's well, I won't say it's a special day. It is a special day because I'm doing something different, but a little bit different. But it's also, well, let me backtrack. Welcome back. For those of you who have seen some of my videos, you may know that I have been off and on with some health issues with my hands. I had some eczema, which I thought was eczema. Turned out it was cellulitis, and then it ended up moving into my muscles and my joints, what have you. Well, not great news. My doctors now feel that it might be rheumatoid arthritis starting because I am deep in the throes of menopause, and apparently the changes in hormones can sometimes trigger autoimmune disorders, and she is ordering some more testing and feels like that it's a very good possibility that that is what has been plaguing me. So I am still having some pain in my forearms and my wrists and joints, but I am working through it, and today is another day. And as usual, when I am challenged or when I'm working through something, I come into my studio and I paint because this is my therapy. And today you are all here with me. So that news wasn't necessarily good news, but I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna go with it, and whatever happens, come what may, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but I don't know anything yet, so I'm not gonna worry. I'm just going to say a little prayer and hope that it all works out for the best. And if it does turn out to be rheumatoid, I will tackle it head on. I thank you for everyone who has been sending well wishes, and for those of you who have commented, been so kind with prayers and thoughts and all of that. Thank you so very much. Having said that, I am reclaiming a canvas today. This is a 16-inch canvas. It is a deep-edged gallery wrap canvas, and today I am doing my second only, videotaped anyway, my second black hole cloud pour. So this is very exciting for me because it blends two different styles of painting that I really, really love. And it gives me an opportunity to create something on a canvas that I actually dreamed about, which was a cloud pour with a black hole in the middle. So that is what I'm doing today. And I have lined up my paints. This is similar to a painting, same colors as a painting I did a few videos ago, and that was the Cotton Candy. And I think in that one, I think I used a pink cloud mix, but this I'm just going to be using the traditional white cloud mix. And I'm going to be alternating that. I'm going to do two paints and then cloud, two paints and then cloud. And then in the very middle, I'm going to put some black paint, which is why I have painted the outside edges black. I'm also going to use a black base layer. Now that I've told you what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get started and do it. I'm just going to touch up the edges a little bit here because I see there's a couple of blobs. I did do the edges in black just in case some of the cloud pour doesn't make it all the way over. There'll be a really neat background of black. So I don't know, this is a 16-inch, but it's a deep edge canvas, and I'm only using a 5-ounce cup. So I might have just enough to get a really cool cloud just to the edges, and I might end up not spinning off, but I'm not sure. It all depends on what it's going to look like and how things go. So I am going to start off. First of all, let me say, this is my Little K cloud mix that's back in video 171, I believe. All of these other paints are mixed 2 or 3 parts US Floetrol to 1 part of paint. I'll let you know what the colors are as we get going. This is the only style of fluid art in which I do utilize US Floetrol. I have been doing some experiments just using my little K pouring medium and creating some cells that way. This is still hands down my favorite way to do the clouds. So that's what this is. These do use US Floetrol. So I am starting with, this is a little bit extra in my cup. This is quinacridone magenta, and unless I am mistaken, this is Liquitex Basics quinacridone magenta, and this is Winsor Newton Winsor Violet, which I just love. And then this is my cloud mix. Put a little bit of that in there. I'm also using Brilliant Blue, and that is Amsterdam's Brilliant Blue. And I'm also using another Liquitex Basics. This is Cadmium Yellow. And then this is another of the Amsterdam colors. This is Phthalo Green. And I'm going to put a little bit more of the cloud mix there. And then this is Liquitex Basics, and this is Turquoise Blue. And then I'm going to go back with a little bit of the purple. And then I think I'm going to end it with, oh gee, I'm gonna do the, I'm gonna end it with the Brilliant Blue. And that is an overflowing cup, you guys. It's almost overflowing. Yikes! It is overflowing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna, I want to do background, puddle, carbon black. My cup is gonna drip in a second. I did not plan this well, you guys. Whoa, there it goes. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit there for just a second. It is running over a tiny bit. Not a big deal. Fluid art can be messy. Not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna spin this out a little just to get this black paint a little bit closer to the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to cover everything. I just want enough of it to make the canvas wet so that when I pour the cup down, it has some place and something to slide on. My overflowing cup. I can't believe I filled it too full, you guys. I'm just so eager to do this painting. So pretty. Okay. I'm gonna pop the bubbles. Sometimes when you use a big spatula like that to spread the paint out, does cause some bubbles to form, but those are easily popped with my little torch. And the link to that is in the comment information, the description down below. Okay, whoo, this is really full. All right, and I am gonna see if I can make a really tight spiral so that I have some clouds to put the black hole in at the end. So I am going to spin this a good amount. I wouldn't normally spin that much, but I'm going for a really specific look. Definitely want the pink in the middle. Lovely. Okay, wow, perfect. I'm hoping that the cloud mix doesn't overwhelm the colors, but I'm not really gonna know until I actually start stretching the composition. I mean, I do want a good amount of clouds, but I don't want it to completely be all clouds. I do want some color especially those darker colors. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Now this is where we just wait a few minutes. And then what will happen is that Cloud Mix has a matte finish to it, and all the other paints have more of a gloss finish. So what's happening is it's the matte paints are kind of pushing away the shinier paints, and that forms the clouds. The less Cloud Mix you put in, the smaller the clouds will be, and the fewer that you'll have. But I put quite a bit in there this time. So we just kind of waiting for those clouds to form. A lot of times they will form around bubbles. So when you pop bubbles, see, there goes one. When you pop bubbles in your painting, you will often find that you'll get fresh clouds. Let's see, there's another one there. So much fun. I am going to put a little bit of this dark purple around the outside edge. This is the Winsor purple. Actually, I'm going to pour it from in here. And put a little bit more in here because I want to make sure I can get all the way around. So this is the Winsor purple. It doesn't dry quite as dark as dioxazine purple. Dioxazine purple dries almost black. It's just a beautiful color. This one is also very dark when it dries. Not quite as dark as dioxazine purple, though. It's still very pretty. And I'm a purple girl. I love me some purple. So, ooh, that's pretty. I'm hoping I don't lose that beautiful color in the center. Ideally, what I'd like to happen is I'm hoping that this pink and purple center will stretch out and be bigger, and then I'll be left in the center with mostly clouds, because that's where I'm going to put the black hole. I mean, I don't know, but you don't know until you start pouring and see what happens. But I'm liking it so far. I don't know what you guys think, but okay, I'm going to spin this a little bit just to stretch the composition a little and see what happens to that center and see what we've got going on for our composition. Okay, very pretty, very pretty. Okay, this needs to be tilted this way a little. If you saw my last video, I didn't cut the puppy pad quite enough. And my painting canvas was very light. It was really thin canvas, and I spun it and it flew off, and I grabbed it and stuck my thumb in the painting, and that's not generally what you're supposed to do, but I had to stop it from flying onto the floor. I didn't want it to go any. It was a little silly. But I saved the painting, that's what matters. The painting was saved miraculously. Might have to put a little bit more purple on those outside edges. Let's see, we'll spin it again. See if I can pop these. There's a few little bubbles, so we're going to get a few more clouds here and there, which is fine. Those will grow as the painting stretches. And what might be really cool, because this is that's what I'm calling a black hole cloud pour, what's going to look really neat, hopefully, is that when these little tiny bubble, the clouds that form when the bubbles pop, they'll maybe look like stars, which would be very cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to spin this way a little more because it's not quite as far off the canvas on this side as it is on the other. Okay, that's lovely. Oh my, it's so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to work on the corners. I'm going to put a little bit more. I should do purple or black. I don't want to waste the black because I am going to put the black in the center. So I think I'm going to do purple. Let's see if we can get that to spin off a little more. Okay, nice. So I'm going to bring this back to center, and then I'm going to tilt it this way a little. Tiny bit more purple out here. And spin that off. Okay. Good, good, good. And then I'm going to bring it back to center, and then I'm going to pull it this way because I want this corner to come off a little bit and cover up that little extra that's there. It's like, I love this. I might, gee guys, I don't even know if I want to put the black hole in the middle of it now. I just really like this way. This is just, and the center is, oh my goodness, so pretty. Right. Sometimes I change my mind, and sometimes I just go with it. I really do want to do another black hole pour, and I think it's going to be really pretty if I just do the center, and that red, that quinacridone magenta and purple is on the outside edge of the black hole. I think that will look really neat. Okay, perfect. Okay, so almost all the corners is spun off. I don't want to spin it too much more before I put the black on. I don't want to get rid of all that either. That just, this is looking really beautiful. Okay, moment of truth. Do I or don't I? I'm gonna. That's what this is all about, right? I'm all about experimenting. And because there's a good amount of that purple and quinacridone magenta, I am going, so I start off, I'm just using a little teaspoon, just a measuring spoon here to put it on a little bit at a time. I'm just going to start in the very center. I'm going to put the hole right where I want it, and then just kind of let it flow out and relax. And then as needed, I can add more if I want to expand the black hole a little bit, or if I need it to go in another direction. Oh, I'm really liking this, you guys. I'm thinking I'm gonna be really happy that I decided to do this. Very cool. Okay, now let's do a little spin here. It's pretty well centered, so I'm not too worried about it getting really wonky. I just want to make sure that I don't lose all of those beautiful colors out here. I'm going to be really mindful of all this gorgeousness and not losing. Well, I almost feel like that's enough. I don't think I need. I'm worried that if I put more of the black on it, this cloud area is going to push that quinacridone magenta away, and then I'll lose some of that. So I'm going to leave it just the way that it is, just like that, because I think that's probably as good as it's going to get. I don't want to mess it up by overworking it. I tend to do that. I don't know if you guys do that. Leave a comment and let me know if that's like, is that your MO? I tend to overwork my paintings. It's not good. And then I get them to a place where I really like them, and then I mess with them, and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Because I really liked it the way it was, and then I foul it up, and then I don't like it as well. Hopefully you're not like that, but if you are, hey, you're not alone. I am that way as well. I'm just touching up these sides a little bit to get, because there was a little bit of that black edging still showing, and it just didn't look quite right. Just a quick spin here and see what happens. Okay, I don't dare do that. I don't want to do any more because I don't want to lose what's out here, because this is really, it's really beautiful all over right now, and I'm really happy with the center's good, the outside edges, the corners are good. There's something going on in all areas. What I'm really liking is how the cloud mix is delicately, it's creating like a halo, which is exactly what I saw in my dream. It's happening exactly the way I wanted to. My evil plan is working. No, it's not evil. It's really, it looks like fog, but it's just softening the edges of that black hole. Okay, I am really liking this, you guys, and I think, let me see if I can figure out what the composition is. Oh, that's really good. I like that. That's also really good. I think. Yeah. Okay, so the way you guys are seeing that right now, that is the composition. The cool thing about this is later on when it's completely dry, if I don't really like the way the center is, I can just go back in with a paintbrush and black paint and touch it up if I need to. But I think I'm gonna be happy with it. Okay, I am gonna come over there and I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and you tell me what you think of this piece versus the one that I painted over. I am just in love with this color palette. It's so pretty. Okay, so I turned off oh shoot, I didn't touch up that side. I'll do that after I bring you guys in to see. I want to show you what is going on in this beautiful painting. And you guys can tell me what you think. Is this a good idea? Black hole cloud pour? So there's those edges and they're beautiful. Can you see those striped clouds with the purple and the blues, and then there's some green mixed in, a little bit of yellow. My goodness. And those bubble clouds that pop, those circular clouds, those almost look like stars getting sucked into the black hole. That's really cool. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm really liking this. Look at these clouds over here. Look at how they're like rainbowy. And these are the ones on the edge. These are the ones that I was really being mindful not to spin off, because they're really neat looking. What do you think of those? Very cool. I think they're very cool. So I'm very happy with the amount of quinacridone magenta that stayed in the center. I think maybe next time I would use a little bit less of the cloud. Each time I'll still put it in there the 3 times like I did with this one, but I think I would use less each time. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I like this so much. I don't know if you noticed or not when I was zooming in, if you could see that foggy area around the black hole. I just really love it. I really do. I almost feel like okay. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and my family, my mother specifically, was a Trekkie, and I'm just really thinking like I need to find a really tiny Enterprise sticker or paint a really tiny Enterprise in it like it's going in the black hole. I don't know, that's very silly. This seems very silly, but it also kind of seems like a good idea. It seems like it would be fitting. There they go, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Well, and then they changed it to where no one has gone before, because you have to include women. I forgot there's women. Good old Uhura, you can't forget her. Okay, so I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for being here with me and all my silliness. And this is how I cope when I get not so great news. I come in here and I paint, and I will definitely be doing more of these. I'm eager to actually try one of these and stretch it and like, what would the word be? Distort the black hole so that it's not round and in the center, so that maybe it's really wonky. See what would happen there. And the next one I will use less cloud mix and more colors to see what happens there. So I appreciate you for hanging out with me at Little K Artistry. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. And if you have, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know from where in the world you're watching, what you think of this piece. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned something. Maybe I inspired you.